Hi,
Hey.
everybody. So happy to be here. Happy Wednesday to everyone. So excited to come on every Wednesday and share the mindset mantra motivation. So, somebody from our mindset community and sharing with everyone in the mindset community. Really trying to bring together weekly inspiration and hopefully allowing ourselves to be able to shift out of a more negative place if we're going down that path into a more positive space. So this week I'm going to have you introduce yourself and everything that's all about you. Please share.
Well, thank you. This is such a great thing you're doing. So thanks for having me. My name's Cara Caulkins. I live in Austin, Texas, originally from Chicago and spent some time in New York. Lived abroad actually for a while. I love traveling. So it's one of the things I've missed most during this quarantine time. But I do love Austin, Texas, and I started a public relations company here about 4 years ago.
Love it. So wonderful. Look at you. I've traveled a lot myself, never been to Austin. I can't even believe it. So
Oh, you have to come.
I know. I will definitely be there. Definitely. So this is so good. And I love that you are from Chicago because, girl, we Chicago girls. I'm in
Yep.
Philly. I love that city so darn much. So Chicago is the best. Sorry, Austin. Sorry, Philly. Hands down. All right. So now we get to share, and I cannot wait to hear because I don't know what it is. Sometimes I know the 2-word story, sometimes I don't. So I'm dying to know, what is your 2-word story?
So two-word story, I feel like changes a lot. What it's been for me for a while, especially during just times where we might be feeling overwhelmed, is just breathe. So that's my 2 words, which I love that we did a little breathing before we got started.
I love it. Aw.
And that really just, I have had a lot of experience. I'm not a regular meditator, but I do love to practice yoga, and breathing has definitely come to me as a way of like relaxing, calming, refocusing, staying present, working through things. And why that really is resonating with me right now is just this feelings of sometimes, being overwhelmed, or I work in a really fast-paced work environment. So even kind of before this national pandemic world we're living in, that's just always been kind of something I continually need to remind myself. And that if I am getting overwhelmed or stressed, and like sometimes it's just about taking that moment. And I find that it's good to do that when you're feeling overwhelmed, but also sometimes if you're feeling angry or stressed, and before you respond to something, that like 2 seconds to just like reset can completely change your relationship with yourself and with other people.
It's beyond important. Like it's our essence of our, we wake up every day, we're breathing, and we can take it for
Totally.
granted, and the power you have. And like you said, stopping for that moment, like that mantra, just breathe, can be pulled in at any time throughout the day. Even let's say you're in traffic in your car, not that there's much traffic nowadays, but and sometimes we can be triggered just from something little that someone does in front of us, or almost
Mm-hmm.
get in an accident. Like, just breathe, just breathe, like stop yourself and just take a moment. And it does change.
Mm-hmm.
It takes your heart rate, and it brings it down, which is the thing that we can tend to like go off and get upset or make maybe a poor decision. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people are quick to even send an email or a text message that really those words weren't what you wanted to use if you would just breathe before you acted on it. So it's such
Exactly.
important. I love that you're showing up with this. So recently, do you feel like there was a time? I mean, it almost feel like you can use it all the time, but was there recently a time that you felt like just breathe? You're like, I really needed this mantra.
Uh, I think it happened. It's something that's come up, continuously and very in different, both personal and professional. I did have this post-it that's a little bit of a longer mantra on that I keep on my computer. That's not everyone's urgency is your urgency. And I feel like this just breathe kind of is like a shortened version that reminds me of that, because when I'm feeling like I owe this to, I'm being pulled in a million different directions, or, feeling overwhelmed about, a deadline or a project or a request or, whatever it might be. I kind of, is both in tandem, like sort of keeping this 2-word mantra and like having my post-it right there, and realizing that, it's okay to take a minute to realize that like again, my urgency is, or everyone's urgency is not my urgency.
Love that. That's so beautiful. What a great nugget you just shared, and so many good nuggets for everyone who's listening and pressing play. Thank you guys for watching. But remembering that just breathe, but then, we do that. So, and nowadays society moves so fast, that urgency we create. So just breathe and like really think on the timeline of when, and you simply can send a message like, I cannot wait to get this to you. We think we want to submit it in the same day, but would Wednesday afternoon be okay?
Mm-hmm.
Asking if I can get back to you. And that's just, it also can make us feel a lot better about it. So, well, thank you for taking time and coming on to share with all of us this beautiful reminder, this beautiful story that you're mantraing and living and trying to live in and hold yourself, because the more positivity and the more we can keep our vibration feeling good, if and a lot of that law of attraction really is powerful, and, keep that good vibration flowing, because the universe sees it and it helps those around you, and it helps bring things in for yourself too. So I will include all the information to follow. And if you guys want to send a message and say hi, and I loved your 2-word story, or if you want to connect, and then from there, maybe you journal. I usually always recommend grabbing, if you're in the practice of watching these weekly, think for yourself on this mantra this week, just breathe. And how can it help you out? Just write down some feelings on these 2 words, and are you in a good practice with it? And do you have an appreciation for this, ability to slow down, to just focus on your breath? So that's all we got, unless you want to share anything else, girlfriend.
No, thank you so much. This is awesome. I'm excited to also continue to see everyone else's 2-word stories and how we can bring that into our life.
Oh, good. Thank you for saying that. Definitely ask those around you. And it's really interesting to see when it's on the spot, when you say, what is your 2-word story? And someone's like, I don't know. And then they think for a minute, and then they come up with this beyond empowering, amazing 2-word mantra. So thank you for sharing. And we're sending you guys lots of love. Bye.
Bye.